Oh, I love it.
Oh.
Okay, this is yeah, that left here.
Oh, what the?
So I come to Chiro every week, once or at least once a week. I think Chiro has helped me, like when I'm really tight, especially when it comes to my neck, my back.
Alright, you ready to see a screenshot? I'm Dr. Ryan from here at Gorilla Chiropractic, so in South Perth. We've been at the Chiro for 10 years, just treating Andrew for the last probably 3 months, and sort of just working with him and a lot of other athletes and all sorts of people looking to get better performance as well. So there's over 200 different techniques with Chiro and different styles and philosophies and that sort of stuff. Go through things like stress management strategies and overall lifestyle improvement sort of advice as well, as opposed to more like just bones and alignment. Yeah. So it's one of those things we always think of things more than like bone and muscle. People always think bone and muscle is more like joint nerve muscle.
Yeah.
And even though we predominantly focus more on improving the joint mechanics, get the nervous system functioning better, they'll get the muscle working stronger, performing better. Still, that's more like a secondary.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Do you have a t-shirt? T-shirt for you?
Oh,
I should have one. He's been taking his shirt off constantly. It's pretty much just a standard consult that we do when people first come in. We run through a full history and do scans. The second one, we go through more the interpretation of everything we go through and come up with a management plan and a path, and then we sort of kick into the adjustment. Okay, so when I'm testing that's like a generalized screen for how the nerves from the lower back are sort of flowing. We call them subluxations. So every time, my job is essentially to always locate where they are, and through our testing, correct them, retest to make sure we've actually cleared them, every time someone comes in. And this is like a general for his lower back, L5 with Andrew there, so it has an effect in terms of affects the nerves through to the legs. If that's not flowing properly, they'll cause leg weakness. And that's why a lot of people who see me might not necessarily have lower back pain, they might just have tightness, but if people have these subluxations or blockages, it affects muscle activation. Deadlift, whatever, 300 kilos and they're a powerhouse, if things aren't activating properly, they can always be stronger. Cross your arms over. Okay, so this next area I'm adjusting, so that's basically the mid-thoracic, upper thoracic spine, which is a very common area that people have these blockages or subluxations as well. A lot of that can be posture related. People sit down a lot, shoulders go forward, you get pec shortening, causes more hunching in that thoracic spine from the side, and that can cause a lot of these blockages. And breathe in, and out.
oh, I love it. Okay, this is so this is a pec release. So the reason why pecs often get neglected, but pecs get quite short, and when they go short they bring the shoulder anterior and bring it forward, which can cause some postural issues as well and shoulder mobility issues. So this is something that we can do in here that can sort of assist with that. Oh no. It all depends on like many different variables. With most people, it's like how much stresses they have. And that can be like physical, chemical, mental. People first coming, there's 3 phases. There's intensive phase where people are coming in more frequently and more regularly, and the reason being because people it's almost like you have a pattern similar to muscle memory. You're trying to break that pattern, and things just don't hold as well initially. We do progress exams periodically with everyone so that we can always build up towards them and see objectively, where someone's at initially, how much is improvement before we then go, okay, we've got to keep doing what we're doing, or we're less frequent, or we'll make further recommendations. But once someone sort of hits, you know, the intensive phase and gets to more stability maintenance, that could be anywhere from, you know, once or twice a week still to once a month sort of thing. Yeah, and that depends on the demographic of the person.
Yeah.
And you know, and what they want as well. So okay.
How do you know which chiropractor is the right one for you?
That's a good question. Okay, so depends. That's why it's important to get referred somewhere. The skill level takes years to develop, and if people haven't put the time and years to developing and they haven't got that skill level, then you're not going to get a result. And that's like any profession. It depends on, like, you know, what sort of, you know, demographic person you are. See what style they treat, who they treat. That understanding, you know, what that chiropractor does, because no one's a all-round expert on everything. And they're full of if they say that. Like, people they can be competent with everything, but they're only really specialists. I think the smarter option is just to either be referred to, you know, that's going to help, or if you do see someone online that you see their content and you agree with it, look at their reviews and that sort of thing. If things look pretty good, then, you know, take a punt. If you're traveling an extra 10 minutes or
doing
15 minutes and going somewhere competent as opposed to someone that's ultra convenient, then not good result. Now the left, yeah. A lot of what we're doing it's not like a bone's out and you put the bone back in by cracking it. That's the misconception. It's more, there's areas in the spine that become, essentially the movement becomes stuck in a certain direction. As that gets stuck, then the nerve signals don't start to work. You know, neurological issues can start to, you know, develop from there. So my job is to find that, re-educate the movement so that works correctly, as opposed to put something back in. Besides him screaming. Yeah. This thing as well that I'm using is called a drop piece. So what happens is when pelvis is out of alignment, this is all used to sort of get the pelvic heights correct. Another misconception is that, which is very true here, is that a lot of people think you wouldn't start something like this unless, like, you're older. So the sooner the younger someone gets at least assessed to see if there's issues on, the better. There we go. Whoa. Another misconception as well is that people, like, you get some people, they'll think they'll be very pro chiropractic, but they delusionally think like they'll be stuffed and come in and just get like cracked and then they're all good to go. Most common people do notice improvement. But then other people can get a little bit sorer after the first few sessions as well. So it's like, regardless how they improve initially, the main thing is that, like, the best results are generally sort of done consistently over time. Okay. Away. To the right, away. Yeah, but in terms of most people from the demographic, like in that, what Andrew's doing, like more the bodybuilding, I mean, different demographics want different benefits. So people from that demographic, obviously, they want to, you know, lift heavier, be able to recover better. So that's where it helps in terms of getting the nerves working better. So people will be stronger, particularly in compound movements, like squats, deadlifts, that sort of stuff. Often it will help with sleep quality, so recovery is better. Get things moving better, so improve mobility. Breathe in, elbows in, and out all the way. Let that one go. That's Andrew's favourite.
Yeah, that's my favourite.
The wing lift.
So where can people find you?
Okay, on Instagram it's Dr. Ryan Gleeson, so it'll be Dr. then Ryan, R-Y-A-N, and Gleeson, G-L-E-S-O-N. So it'll be easy to find, or you can find me at Gorilla Chiro.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
And just like that, we're done.
Alright, beautiful. All good.